And we are live. So we have Tesla, Microsoft, and Meta reporting earnings today, and we're going to be capturing as the market reacts. So let me go ahead and pull it up very quickly. We have Meta currently up 0.5%. Tesla currently down 2.2%. Doesn't know what to do. No progress above 391. Also no progress below 385. And then Microsoft, same setup, common resistance range, 445, common support range, 441. So we'll see how the market ends up trading as market is set to close in the next 2 minutes. And then the rest of big tech is supposed to report earnings. Microsoft, Meta, all reporting earnings in just a matter of minutes. Let's go ahead and see how the market reacts. Once you guys can hear me and see me okay, just let me know in that live chat so I know that we are good to go. All right. How are we all doing today? Doing good? Did you close the MSTR short? I did. Thank you for asking. Always playing it safe right before big tech earnings, right? Or what are you talking about? Because I opened up a short during today's FOMC meeting. Did you see that? I opened it up way up here, right? And I ended up closing it when it ripped right back down. So I made $1,000 flat, just so you guys could see. $1,000 and $1,046. I left myself with my one lucky share, as you can see here, right? And that's about it. I did reopen up a short on SOUN. I was up at one point like 12.8K, and I reduced my position. I still have 4,000 shares, but I have 12.4K right now. So I gave a little bit of it back. So not a perfect trade. I reduced my exposure to that trade. It wouldn't let me add more. I tried to open up more on my short and it wouldn't let me. I saw that it was forming an overbought reversal. It just would not let me add more to it. I don't know why, or I do know why. They said that there was no shares available to short because all of you guys took all the open shares that I can't borrow against anymore. So yeah. All right. Here we go. Hey, Ricky, can you talk about that one lucky share? There's nothing to it. It's just a thing that I did a few years ago, and I've been doing it ever since then. So there's nothing to it. You don't need to overthink it. All right, Microsoft, Meta, Tesla. The big one that I want to see how it reacts is Tesla. Tesla is the big focus for me today. I have no open position on Tesla. As you can see, it doesn't have like a P or anything like that. I have no open position. I just want to see the way that it trades just so you guys can see. No open position. I'd be open to it though. I'd be open to, hey, if this thing begins to push and I see some upside potential to possibly go long, I'm always open to making money if it makes sense, right? You guys know that. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Tesla still not moving. Has any of these? Oh, here it goes. Microsoft. You guys see that? Microsoft is out. Terrible. Terrible for the NASDAQ market. Watch NASDAQ market dump. That is terrible. Let's see what happens with Bitcoin. Does Bitcoin begin to dump because of this as well? This is not going to have a good influence if the rest... Holy smokes. Now, is this an overreaction? Dude, this thing's dropping hard. Let's see what Meta and Tesla do. Huge sell-off on Microsoft. Let's pull it up very quickly. I typed in MSTR. Just, hey, creature habit. Oh, shoot. Let's see. Nothing better than a nice can of Coke after a few live streams. Okay. Where is it? Here it is. Come on, buddy. Quicker, quicker. Look at that. Holy smokes. Tesla's down 0.5%. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for the bears, for the bulls. NASDAQ market going into the red. How are we looking? Are we going to buy into this? I can't do it. Man, I don't know if I want to play it. I was going to buy into the dip, see if it rips up. Too much of a gamble. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, it's had a potential support. I'm just not going to do it. I do see the potential in this thing recovering. I don't know how Tesla and Microsoft, Tesla and Meta are going to report earnings. If Tesla and Meta exceed expectations, no, Tesla's in the red. Look, let's go. Let's go. What did we say? There we go. I'm making no money off of this either. I'm happy. I'm happy to see it. I can't stand overhyped up, overvalued companies for no reason. Look at that. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Drop, 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 drop. Come on. Come on. Hey now. Hey now. I'll do this one. This one's volatile. I'm not going to get filled. It's moving too quick. I'm going to leave my limit order down here. And if I get filled, great. If not, it's all good. Microsoft still down 4%. That Tesla earning report did not help it. Check that out. I want to remind you that there's two parts to these companies reporting earnings. I'm only going to be covering... Oh, I got filled. I got filled on Tesla. I just got an alert. Dropping. Dropping. Look at that. I just have 100 shares. I got filled with 100 shares at 377. Okay. Just so you guys can see. Let it drop. I want it to drop. That's a light position. I want it to drop. Microsoft beginning to show signs of a potential support. Gosh, I love this. Come on, Meta. If we... Oh! The three for three today. Absolutely terrible news for the market. Terrible. Look at this. NASDAQ market selling off. Of course. How's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin, get ready. Get ready for this thing to sell off. MSTR, going to begin to retrace. NVIDIA, barely beginning to retrace. Not much movement on SOUN. Doesn't really surprise me there. I freaking love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Drop. I'll buy another 100 shares. Hey, we're deal hunters, right? We don't like to overpay. There it goes. 368. Who do we appreciate? Oh boy, this is too good. Deals are among us. This is the beautiful part about staying patient, not jumping into the hype, letting the rest of the people ride this thing all the way back down. Again, take part when true opportunity is presenting itself. Ignore the rest. Still bleeding, still bleeding. Let it sell off. Let it sell off. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love it. Well, let's see what actually was reported, right? Let's do that. So we can go here on investing.com under, where is it? Earnings. So let's pull up Microsoft. Remember, there's the earnings report, but then there is also the forecast. So looks like revenue came in at, wow, they actually came in better than what was expected on both. So something based off of their projections have to be off, right? And this is the part where a lot of beginners get confused. And trust me, I get it. It is kind of confusing. How is it that a company can exceed expectation, but then all of a sudden the market still drops, right? That doesn't really make sense. I get it. It's not just because what it's reporting is what it reported in its past, right? Based off what it's already produced in its past. Its guidance and what's to come is often what investors really pay a lot of attention to. So that's the big focus right now is what are the projections for 2025? And if the expectations and the guidance were a little bit lower than what was expected, or they missed in key areas when it came down to their earning report, then that's what Wall Street does not like. A beautiful retracement here. Again, I have an active short on SOUN, so I am not mad about this thing pulling on back. And there it goes. We hit my 13K mark. I'm going to reduce my position size by 2,000 shares. And the way that you cover your short during the extended hours is including extended hours. We'll do buy. We'll put the limit order there and see if we get filled, okay? There's no market orders during those extended hours. How's Tesla? Nice. And I'm positioned so well. I have a few shares, just 300 shares. Nothing, well, actually it's not that, it's a little bit, it's 111,000. But it's nothing crazy. I'm positioned very well because of how much it's sold off, and I'm not gonna add any more to it. I feel like 100K is more than enough. If it begins to recover, beautiful. I get to take part of it. If it doesn't recover and just stays stagnant or begins to make new lows, I'll manage and mitigate my risk. This is my favorite part about trading earning reports, is by staying cash and by waiting for things like this, like opportunities like this to present themselves, I'm able to take advantage of when it sells off and make money when it recovers. Or I could have, again, I can hope for something to happen and take a position before, but then that's incredibly risky. At least with this, I'm able to get in at a time that I see to be a better deal and then make money as the stock begins to recover, if it begins to recover, because it does not always have to. But how beautiful is that? Instead of hoping for something to happen, you truly wait for an opportunity to present itself. And even then, it's still risky. I still need to manage my risk. If it begins to make new lows, I need to make sure that I cut my losses, right? But nonetheless, it's a much more tasteful way, in my opinion, to approach earnings season. There it goes. Just hit $1,000. Gosh, man. So incredibly blessed. Look at that. Microsoft just consolidating, no recovery there. Dude, this is terrible for the NASDAQ market. Terrible. Everyone was saying, oh, markets are going to recover because big tech is about to report earnings. NVIDIA has to recover. Don't get it twisted, brother. I think based off of what we're seeing right now, we have a very long year ahead of us. I don't think it's going to be as smooth as everyone expected it. I think the market ended too strong in 2024 with too much hype. And I think it's positioning us very well for a very interesting. So I'm going to reduce my position size here. I'm just going to take profits. You guys know that, again, I always like to take profits early. I'm going to sell here, take profits, 150 shares. So I went from 300 shares down to 150. So I reduced my position size. So just in case it retraces, I can tolerate it a little bit more. But in case it still continues to push up, I still have some money in this position. So that's about, what's the total amount? 56K that's left. Look at that. Oh, man, so grateful. 1K there. SOUN, 12.9K. Gosh. All right. Well, that's enough about Microsoft because it looks like it did exceed expectation. Let me see. Here we go. So looking at Investing Pro, it looks like there was, yep. Forecasting guidance. Yeah, everything came in higher than, oh no. Can you guys not see me anymore? My camera turned off. Unfortunate. My camera overheated. I've been live for too long today. Look at that. Beautiful recovery on Tesla. You guys see that? I'm just going to take profits here. Make my money and bounce. No reason to overcomplicate it. Include extended hours. Sell Tesla. No time for greed. $2,158.27. Make that money and you bounce. Tesla position closed. SOUN position is still open. It looks like I'm still trying to close it. What is it trading in between? Oh, dude, at 90. I'll do it at 89. Let's see if it takes it. Still is not filling it. Volume is so low. This is why I don't like trading these lower volume stocks. There it goes. Position closed, 2,000 shares. 12.8K on the day, and I have 2,000 shares open that's left on SOUN, and I'm okay with that. Just in case it does break that support, it could still continue to sell off. As you guys can see, the little P here represents any position that I have open. MSTR, I closed out this trade. I just have my one lucky share, which again, I'm just going to keep there. But $1,048 MSTR, and then Tesla fully closed. Nice little retracement, dude. How beautiful. How freaking beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's go ahead and pull up Tesla real quick. All right. Tesla, what is it that they reported? Again, Tesla earnings. Yep, they're in. So PS revision. Yep, announced. So 77 cents is what they actually reported, and 27.137 billion is what was actually reported. So let's go ahead and pull up the market's forecast of what it was for Tesla. Okay. Wow, came in lower. This is what we said. Oh man, this is really bad for Tesla. Their EPS came in lower and their revenue came in lower. Tesla has every reason to continue to sell off. I feel bad for Microsoft. I don't feel bad for Microsoft. It's just like Microsoft actually exceeded expectation for their earnings and revenue. Their guidance is probably just a little bit lower than what was expected. Meta looks like it's actually beginning to recover. So let's look at Meta very quickly. Is that cool? Let's look at Meta. Again, if it's not too much to ask, I have a few thousand of you guys here. Hopefully I earn your thumbs up. Hopefully you can consider subscribing if you like the way that I break things down. Again, all I ask you to do is, if you can, show some love to the channel, as you know, I greatly do appreciate it. So yeah, Meta is a very strong and well-ran company. EPS absolutely blew it out of the water. $6.03 per share versus $5.21. Blew that out of the water. Revenue exceeded forecasts. 40.59 billion versus expectation of 40.18. Let's go ahead and pull it up here very quickly. So if we look at Meta, Meta is just a very rich company. If you've ever looked at their overall balance sheet and how much cash they have in reserves and how well ran they are, I mean, have they made some pretty poor decisions before? Yeah, but who hasn't, right? Their whole investment into the metaverse was a complete disaster. But other than that, they've been absolutely killing it. A lot of people don't like Mark Zuckerberg. A lot of people like to judge him. Nonetheless, he runs a very solid and sought-after company. I mean, look at its overall performance. If you guys haven't seen how it's been performing, from lows of $87 to highs of $682. Talk about a comeback. Look at that. 577% return in just over a year and a half. Absolute, or no. That's 2 years. 2 years. My apologies. 800. A little bit over 2 years. I read 510 bars. No. This is 800 days. So over 2 years. But still, an amazing recovery from lows of $90, $87, all the way to highs of $682. It kind of gets you to ask that question of how long can Microsoft do this for? That's the question that I really begin to ask myself of, you know, how long can the markets sustain these extremely overbought and bullish levels? Like, we've been on such a strong rally for such a long time. So a lot of you guys that are newer to the channel, you might have seen a few videos when I talk about MSTR, and I love talking about shitty companies because I love shorting them. The reason why is because when markets are this inflated for this long, everyone thinks that naturally we're just going to have an amazing 2025 when they don't really take into consideration how overbought and how overextended markets are already. And that was my main concern. A lot of people were saying, look, Trump's going to come back. He's going to take over this, shitty economy and turn it back. Statistically speaking, our stock market is thriving. And that's the really scary part about this, is that when an administration comes in and they take over an administration, previous administration, when markets are already so bullish, like, how much more can we continue to push? That's the question that I begin to ask myself, is how much higher can we go? Because again, the stock market loves to get ahead of itself. It often does. It is trading at levels of what is forecasted, not what it's actually doing. And that's the concerning part about all of this, is that I really hope that, with all these tariffs being implemented and all these new policies that are being put in place, I really hope that it doesn't catch the market by that much of a surprise, because again, people just think that naturally things will be better. But in my opinion, we will see short-term pain for long-term gain. And it's what we need. We really do need it. If we want to see real changes in our system, if we want to see real adjustments, again, to be able to trim some fat, sometimes you cut out some muscle. And that's the unfortunate part about this. But again, it's all about a work in progress. So I'm really excited to follow up and see how the rest of the market continues to perform. Looks like Microsoft is holding itself well. Tesla kind of just consolidating there. I do not like Tesla's earnings. I'm going to have to look into their guidance because, again, these companies, when they report earnings, that's one part. Then they have their earnings call. That's where they talk about future expectations for up and coming quarters. That's where it's going to be very interesting to see if markets begin to recover because of that, because that's a second wave. There's a lot of times that a company can do well when it reports earnings, but by the time that it does its earning calls, if they say anything that's negative, that scares or instills fear, Wall Street will react. So please be aware of that. Be mindful that there's two parts to earning reports. There's the earning report and then the earnings call. And again, they could be two completely different reactions. They don't have to be, they just can be. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pumped. I don't think any of them are out yet. Hector, we already talked about these companies and their earnings. So they're out, brother. I'm sorry. This one looks like it was from October 29. My apologies. Yeah, this one says October. But if we pull up Tesla, yeah, January 28th, already reported. And then we pulled up Microsoft. Right? Microsoft was the first one to report and the first one to react. There it goes, January 28th, 323 and 69.6 billion. And then we pulled it up on Investing Pro to be able to look at their earnings and their overall breakdown. And we looked at Meta, which again, these are the estimates, 6.74 and revenue 46.99. So Meta is the last one to report. That's why we're seeing it most likely just consolidate within break-even levels, right? It's only down or up about 0.5%. My apologies on that. Yeah, sorry about that, Hector. It's just Meta that still has yet to report. Okay. How do you guys feel about today? And I do apologize for the change of the camera. My Sony that normally films that's of higher quality, it overheated because I've done so many live streams today. So I do apologize, but I just wanted to make sure that I could go live for you guys as you know, Big Tech was about to report earnings. I hope that you guys enjoyed these live streams and they were as expected. I had so much fun trading in front of you guys. We played it safe. We waited for an opportunity to present itself and we took action when it made sense, right? We took an amazing trade. Thank you for watching on Tesla. And then, a nice little short setup on MSTR. And in my opinion, I absolutely killed it with SOUN. I shorted it into the lows. I rode it up into the highs when it came down to going long on the FOMC rate decision. That was all caught live. And then I opened up a short at these overbought levels for this nice little retracement. The only thing with this is that I wasn't able to open up more or add more to my short position because there was no more shares to short because there were no more shares available to short. So I think it's being too heavily shorted because people know that this thing is going to break support of $13 and start selling back off down to $3 to $5 per share. But we'll see. Only time will tell. So again, like we said, our job is just to come in here, identify opportunity, make our money, and bounce, right? Our job is not to avoid risk. Our job is to manage it. And I hope that you enjoyed your time here with us. So thank you, brother. I'm up 3K in less than 2 weeks because of you. Maxwell, it's all your hard work that's paying off. I'm happy that you're enjoying your time with us. But I want to remind you, every trade that you take is all based off of your criteria being met. And I hope that, again, you just hold yourself accountable. If you see the trade going south, don't get scared. Our job is to manage that risk, right? Keep those losses small. While all of those bag holders, the reason that I love talking about them is because they are perfect examples of what we don't want to do. Anyone can get lucky and make 100 to 500% return on one lucky stock. It doesn't happen often, but they can get lucky. That's not the impressive part. The impressive part is, can you control how much money you give back? That is the difference from a trader versus a bag holder. Again, loss is inevitable in this market. Our job, just like you saw today when I saw that this trade was going against me, my job wasn't to get scared or to hope for something to happen. It's to take action. Hey, let me reduce my exposure to my position. Let me reduce my position size, right? So if it does go against me, I don't have to get scared, or I don't have to be in an uncomfortable and intolerable position. You control the positions that you put yourself in, the good and the bad. So again, wish you guys nothing but the best. I hope to see you for our live trading session. A lot of you guys have heard me talk about it before. And again, it's my LPP team. They get to watch me trade live. They get access to the A to Z video lesson library, our daily live trading session that begins right at market open. I go live for about 30 minutes to an hour every single day. And you also get access to the LPP Discord chat. And again, that is all just a one-time payment, lifetime access. Oh, I do apologize. If you ever want to tune on in, it's the second link in the description down below, and it will give you $200 off, which will break down LPP for $1.35 per day. Also, one of the features that you guys saw me use today was Investing Pro. It's a platform that I use to be able to break down different stocks that I'm choosing to trade, to be able to perform a little bit more of just not just a technical analysis, but also a very quick fundamental analysis. If you want to learn a little bit more about it, the 6th link in the description down below will give you one of the biggest discounts that they offer. Again, it's a resource that I like to utilize. Do you need it? No. Is it useful? In my opinion, yes. If you want to check it out, again, 6th link in the description down below. And I am also using the Webull trading application. It is free to sign up, especially if you're in the US, and it's the one that I use every single day to trade. So again, that is going to be that 5th link in the description down below. I appreciate your time. I hope and wish you guys an amazing Wednesday. And like we've said it so many times before, make that money, lock in profits, and bounce. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.